Hello. Hi, world. How are you doing? I'm pausing so you can tell me, because somebody said that I should pause so that you could tell me. That's great. I'm so happy for you.
Wow.
I am doing well. This is Heather Alexandra for Kotaku.com, a video game website about video games.
It's true.
Joined in the booth by...
Paul Tamayo.
It's our boy.
It's your boy.
It's our buddy. We are playing Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry on the Nintendo Switch.
Whoa.
Just a straight up port. I love Devil May Cry.
It's good.
It's really good. And so we're going to play for a little bit, show you guys some stuff. Original Devil May Cry is rad. It's very, very cool.
Oh my God. I love all this 2001 BS on screen.
It's such a mixture of the Devil May Cry that we know and then like Resident Evil, Castlevania and stuff.
Onimusha.
But that's the point.
Yeah.
Subtitles on subtitles.
Millenniums ago,
In case you can't read my font.
I am the devil and I am LARPing in the
It's
background.
a bad guy. Well, I think that's supposed to be Sparta. But there's a bad guy named Mundus. Sparta saved him. Sparta was a demon. Way to go, Sparta. That's amazing. And then, spoiler alert, Dante is Sparta's kid.
Dun, dun, dun.
The Dark Knight Sparta.
I love that.
It's very dramatic.
Spada.
And so the quality, like, it's just like the straight old school FMVs tossed in here. You can tell because of the artifacting and everything, right?
Oh, I love it. It's so good.
But I think there's a charm to that. And then...
They don't have like filters you can use, right? You can't put like a CRT like scan.
No. But now we're back into
HD land.
the real one. Well, I guess you would call it HD compared to the original. So now we have Dante. Dante, our bud. There's just enough style in these cutscenes, but also looking back, you're like, oh man, these are tame compared to like DMC3 or something.
Oh my God.
DMC3, he's flipping that pool table. He's shooting a bullet at the cue ball to knock the other balls into demons.
Yeah. Love it.
I love the cutscenes in Devil May Cry 3.
Over the top. OTT.
But this is a little bit of noir, a little bit of style.
I only take
Yeah.
special jobs, if you know what I mean.
Come on, lady. What's going on? That feeling when you lose a mother and a brother to evil 20 years ago.
Those shades are very much inspired by The Matrix, right? They've got to be.
I mean, there's probably got to be some of that going into Trish's design, right? This is
Yeah,
2001, so you're in that territory of like that and Blade.
Blade, yeah.
There's, I mean, you have to imagine a lot of that stuff bleeds in. Yeah. Because Blade was 1998.
Oh, what
So-
a classic.
Yeah, it's great. Got some rumbling on my Joy-Con.
Ooh, HD rumbling?
Whoa. You know, yeah, that's right. It is HD rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Time to go to work, guys.
He's air juggling that motorcycle. That's bananas.
Even as a child, I had
Bananas.
powers. There's demonic blood in me.
Yeah, give me that piano evanescence BS.
This is also the dub where at the end,
About my
when he's talking to, spoiler alert, it looks like Trish dies. Maybe she even does literally die. That's the one where he goes, I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light. It's very, very good.
My name is Trish.
People
I came here to seek your help.
people were like, oh, Devil May Cry voice acting. You know what? It's fun.
Oh, yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's nice to have the modern stuff now where it's like Johnny Young Bosch doing Nero, and Ruben Langdon does a pretty good job as Dante.
oh, yeah, those cutscenes were so fun to
Like
watch.
they're really good, and a lot of those actors do a lot of the motion captures. So like
Yeah, that's cool.
the fellow who did Virgil in Devil May Cry 3. What's his name? Dan. Says I can't remember his name all of a sudden, but he would do like the motion cap for Virgil too. So it was like pretty contiguous performance. But this is old school. This is as early. This is like some good old school
Is it Dan
Stuff.
Southworth?
That would be it.
Yeah.
He was also a Power Ranger,
Oh shoot.
or at
was
least
he?
or at least he was one of the stunt folks for a
Oh,
Power
okay.
Ranger. He's like one of the Green Rangers or something.
Come on, let's go.
So, a little bit of game history for those of you who don't know.
Bam.
Although I feel like it's a pretty common knowledge at this point. Devil May Cry itself started as what was going to be at the time. Oh man, all my friends are going to show up.
Oh, hey.
Most of these people, I don't know if I have a friend named Julian. It's probably somebody I added because of Dragon's Dogma.
What up, Jay?
Sorry, buddy. But I was saying the thing about this is fixed camera angles and all of that is that this was originally a project that was planned to be the next Resident Evil. This is going to be Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
And so Hideki Kamiya and his team set about, they made this. To my understanding, got pretty far into it. And then you saw I did a little spin because of the camera change. And then Shinji Mikami, father of the Resident Evil series, swings on by and says, it's maybe not quite scary enough.
Oh.
Maybe not enough horror in this.
Right. But too much stylish action.
Kind of pushing to say, hey, this is not maybe quite fitting what I think is Resident Evil. Team says, okay, we'll just make
your
this
own
into
thing then,
our own
man.
game. And so we got Devil May Cry, and then of course
The rest is history.
Resident Evil 4, which are two fantastic games. But you can see where this is very much inspired by some of that. By like, here's a central big mansion castle with a hub space that you're gonna have to explore, and
Word.
there's a lot more collecting keys and stuff in this game.
I love those kind of stories though, where like developers were like, "Oh yeah, I was trying to do this one thing, and you know what? It wound up being this other thing."
Yeah, it totally. And Devil May Cry becomes its own big, valid, lovable franchise
Yeah.
that everybody likes.
Everyone loves it.
If you don't, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Because it's good.
I also get a lot of like Onimusha vibes from this game.
Yeah, I
Onimusha
mean,
vibes.
I would venture to guess that it is the same engine.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what year Onimusha is. Presumably after
Let's
this.
check it out.
Or you can, hit me up with that.
PS2.
You are
right?
DB.
IMDb.
There you go. I just had-
2001. Oh, so I think this came out like the
2001,
same
so
year.
around
yeah.
the same year.
Mm.
So they got to be using all the same stuff.
Yeah.
So I need to find a handful of orbs to open this door, because otherwise it's like, can't fucking come in here.
Beat it, nerd.
Which is wild. But yeah, and somebody in chat was saying the mission structure is weird in this game. Yeah, it's very much like mission 1, go do a thing. But you're never going to new levels here. You're always kind of in this giant castle.
Right.
And oftentimes you're backtracking into areas from previous missions. So the whole parlance of like what constitutes a mission in this game is very arbitrary. It's like collect this sword, mission 2, now go fight this spider.
Yeah.
Mission whatever. It's very random. So all they're doing here is teaching you to grab orbs. Can I jump over? Yeah, of course I can.
You're Dante.
I was gonna say I'm Dante, motherfucker. Of course I can. And then the classics.
Yeah, it
You
takes a while
have-
to get reaccustomed with the.
You have your taunts. You have your pistols. 3-hit combo.
Oh yeah.
Got that. I'm gonna get Stinger very quickly, which is your gap closer. There's actually not as much going on in the combat in this original. But it's still pretty fun to beat up like weird marionette zombie dudes.
Oh yeah.
Super great. But I still play DMC5 months after it's released to mess around and like play Bloody Palace and try and get to higher floors or do better scores with different characters and stuff. And that game is butter.
Oh wait, go to the window again.
A.
So Onimusha had those too, where these like those GIFs basically.
Yeah,
They were just
so
like
they're
movies.
pointing to the thing there. Yeah.
That's such a cool little detail.
One thing that's a little bit more common here too is a lot of being able to inspect your environment and get a lot of Resident Evil-esque like, oh, it's a bookshelf with a blah blah blah. Definitely have those bits of DNA. As I understand it, the original pitch was actually going to have more like the castle be in Spain. So I have to imagine that some of that Spanish castle stuff
Oh, interesting.
is totally
Straight up
got pulled into Resident Evil
RE4,
4
yeah.
because that's when you get like
Te voy a matar.
un forastero.
Te voy a hacer picadillos.
Yeah, there it is.
That shit
that was
messed
the
me
next one I
up,
was gonna say.
yeah.
So you grab your key. you know that thing's gonna move. It's like you remember when you were watching cartoons when you were a kid and you could tell when something was gonna move because it like totally stood out from the background.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, oh, that dude's gonna like pop out or something. It's like never a surprise.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that here.
Dang, yeah, give me that rock. Give me that rock. Absolute.
One thing that happens here that's actually very odd. First off, the camera angles make it a little tricky sometimes to do stuff, and then also your style. This game does not stress your style rank nearly as much as later games, because like if I just chill, that's gonna go away. Or like I'll get into another fight soon, get up to like an S rank or something or an A rank, and if you just kind of miss some of that just for like a smidge, it doesn't last very long. Like there's not yet this idea of really maintaining your meter too much, because there's not even a meter. It's just a word on screen that's like absolute.
Yeah, cool.
Stylish. Kind of has that arcade vibe, but it's not stressing, hey, like keep your pace up in combat more and more and more. There's actually a little bit more of a survival element to the original Devil May Cry, which is in retrospect pretty interesting. Watch, this should get me an S, and then like look how quickly it goes away, right? Like there's no, like if there was another enemy in this side of the room, I couldn't run over and keep my S rank, you know, combo going or whatever. Doesn't last very long.
Word.
What if I did
These
that? Just ran
freaking
away.
camera angles, man.
Yeah, so you can see I'm.
Oh yeah, just swing into whatever you can't see.
Yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. This is the Switch.
Hey, what up, James?
This is the version on the Switch.
Yes, this is the Switch
Yeah.
version. Oh, tank controls? No.
I was
Not-
trying to
it's not
juggle
on
there, and I
emotion.
kind of did it bad. So no tank controls, free motion.
Yeah.
So one of the major big things in Devil May Cry was not tank controls, but the camera perspectives are fixed still.
Right.
So
Camera controls
you know,
actually
if
would've
I
been cool.
am like, I gotta fight somebody in this part of the room,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, oh no, now they're behind me, and I'm slashing, and then it like cuts. It can be a little disorienting.
Yeah, that's where I get the Onimusha vibes from, because I'm like, oh yeah, you can still move around and swing your sword, but sometimes you have to like
But this
swing
is
off camera.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those cases where it's like the idea is here, but the surrounding systems and mechanics around that idea are not quite in place to really accommodate it, right?
Right.
Which is like, we want a fast kind of action game, and the combat here is pretty good, but it's like, do we have the free camera yet? Do we have the combo system that's really putting a lot of things in place?
Did DMC2 have a free camera, or was that also fixed cameras?
DMC2?
Yeah, I can't
Jesus.
remember.
When was the last time I played
I'm gonna
DMC2?
look it up.
Somebody in chat can probably tell you. I don't think I've played DMC2 since it came out. I got snapped. Are there any more folks around? Sometimes it's you hear the combat music and you're like, where's the last guy? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's free camera.
Nope, it had fixed. The camera moved around, but there were definitely cuts.
You had two characters in that game.
Yeah.
You had Dante and Lucia. That's the one where, yeah, it was definitely weird. Like, Dante was definitely much more serious. It was definitely a change of pace, but it's so hard to talk and, like, do stuff.
Yeah, isn't
Streaming
it?
and playing is always
People don't
tricky.
realize.
But, you know, it's so weird. I think the biggest problem with Devil May Cry 2 wasn't like, hey, our combat sucks or whatever. I think the biggest issue was, as far as I know, that had a different director on it until like the last like 2 or 3 months.
Oh,
and then they
shoot.
finally brought in Hideaki Itsuno. I don't know who the original director of Devil May Cry 2 is, but I know, like, even now, that's definitely a game where you can tell it was changing how things were going, like, pretty late in development.
Yeah. Stylish.
Just because I can.
Yeah.
Always fun. Is there anything better than juggling enemies in the air? I don't know.
I don't know.
People are saying the combat was terrible. I don't recall it. Did it feel much different than the original? It's been so long
I do
since
remember
I've
you
played
could,
that
like,
game.
run up the wall.
I know there was a lot more, like, I know there's a video. I think it's, what's that dude's name? Like, Crowbit, the guy who does, like, the weird compilations of, like, here's Todd Howard saying Todd Howard stuff or whatever. I think he did one on Devil May Cry 2 that was mostly just shooting enemies. So, you know. But I think my memory of it as a kid was just like, whatever. It was like a rental game. For a while, Devil May Cry games were rental games for me until I bought Devil May Cry 3, and let me tell you,
That one's the one that people love, huh?
that game changed my fucking life. So good.
People love that third one.
You fight a gosh darn ice Cerberus,
Okay.
and you get nunchucks. Kind of like the nunchucks that you get in DMC 5 after you defeat King Cerberus, except it can't turn into like a staff or whatever.
Yeah, I like that.
Just kind of shimmying back and forth.
He's got good poses. Mission 1, find a door. Mission 2, open a different door.
It's kind of like that. This is, I think we're going to get our new sword. I think this is the mission where you get Alastor. Who am I kidding? I played some of this last night. I know.
You know.
But, no, buddy.
Ooh.
Ow.
That's cool. Yeah, the way they just like break apart too, that's so cool.
See how it, like, I lose my combos so quick? Ow. It is very clumsy. But it's still, you know what? It's still better than a lot of other games. There's a lot of baddie dudes there. I want that green orb. Delicious green orb. Devil May Cry has made me appreciate orbs a lot. Nothing better than an orb.
Gotta catch them all.
What are my thoughts on Ninja Theory's DMC? Really cool level design, and I think the definitive edition plays okay. I like that game, but it also is trying really hard in a lot of like pretty weird ways in the story. I like the idea of maybe turning Dante a little countercultural, but it leans a little too Banksy. Of like, soda controls your it's like it's very much like it's what's the one
Sheep, man.
the vine of the guy being like fucking McDonald's or whatever. It's kind of like that. I think definitive edition you can play it and enjoy some really cool levels. There's some weird edgy edgelord stuff with the story. I'm thinking particularly of like a mid to late game moment involving a baby.
Okay.
Which I'm not gonna. Those of you who know it know what I'm talking about. That's a little try hard. This version of
God.
Devil May Cry is a little bit more gothic.
So good.
And DMC3 really mixes a little bit of gothic, a little bit of anime.
A lot of bit of anime.
And then you know what? One thing that's kind of underappreciated in this series a lot is like kind of like those Super Sentai, like Power Ranger type deals, which I guess makes sense when you pull in people who did Power Ranger stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
always good. You always get when you get a new weapon in a Devil May Cry game, you gotta have a little exhibition.
That like
It's so funny because it's just like a new sword.
Chemical Brothers soundtrack happening right now in the background.
Oh, let him kick that sword though. So good.
Oh wow, Beautiful Joe. What happened to Beautiful Joe?
Beautiful Joe. Don't know, man. Can I equip my sword yet? Can you just switch your devil arms? I just like these menus.
Yeah, that's good.
They're very, very good. Joe died.
Joe died.
Yeah, he
Rip.
had to go back to his home planet. He
Damn.
died on the way back to his home planet. Is the shotgun here? Where does it? Where do you get the shotgun? Yeah, there it is. Look at that.
Bong.
I remember some stuff. I was like, I think the shotgun's in this room.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's a very good shotgun. Boosh, boosh. It's pretty good. One thing that they don't necessarily explain is like, you can kind of do devil trigger stuff now. Where right now it's just like a mechanic, but eventually it becomes such a big part of the series of like, oh no, now Dante has, sin devil trigger, and oh, who else is Nero gonna get a devil trigger? What's going on? But right now it's just like, how do I not even have enough meter to do it right now? I don't know if I can.
You know what I remember
Hey,
thinking
come on.
in 2001, first playing this game, was, wow, it loads really fast in between rooms. Like, I remember thinking that was like, wow,
pretty good.
load times.
Use the rusty key. This is a game where there's not a lot of puzzles, but there are a lot of locking keys. Pretty big deal. And like, we don't even get to deal with this thing until like 2 more missions or something. So it's really interesting to have something when they're like, oh, whoa, mission 2. And you're like, look at all this cool stuff in mission 2. And like in mission 4, you're like, oh, I'm back where mission 2 was. It's a little odd.
It's so weird that it's structured that way.
But also I think, I don't know, like there's not, it's just you in a castle, and there's not as many cutscenes in this one. So the missions offer a little bit of guidance. So I see like what they're going for. Ow. I don't even have Stinger yet, which is bugging me.
I just want to see when the devil cries in this game.
Does he cry in this game?
When does it happen?
Man,
Is
we
there a
were
secret
we were
ending?
talking about this before we started, where he cries in Devil May Cry 3 like very quickly, and Lady doesn't see him, and he's like, oh, devils never cry. Then he names his shop after the fact that maybe I do
Maybe
cry.
I do cry, yeah. It's a cool sounding name.
Yeah, you can do a little bit of devil triggery stuff.
Oh yeah.
But remember, right now the game has not been like, Heather, you can use devil trigger. It was just like, Heather, you have a new sword.
It's just like, just push a button and figure it out.
You know. Somebody's saying they think that DMC is more forgivable if it's self-parody. I don't think that game is parodying, parodizing much. People knock that game, and I will say this. People were like, look at this bad dialogue, and they show the dialogue of Dante and I think it's the succubus fight when she's like a giant slurm queen, and half that dialogue is them just shouting fuck you at each other. He's like, fuck you, and she's like, fuck you, and he's like, fuck you. And you know what? Sure.
Sure, why not?
Like, some people are like, this is stupid, and I'm like, yeah, but I mean, it is the slurm queen, because she's like helping make the gosh darn like weird soda that controls people's brains.
Right.
The one where they drink it and they're just like, I want to fuck or whatever. Like, yeah. I thought that, I don't know. There's some things about that game that I think are fine that other people flip a shit over. Don't play the original version, play the definitive version. Be prepared for a little bit of edgelordness. Remember that Ninja Theories thing that they get down really well is level design. That's like one of the good things about Hellblade too. I don't even like Hellblade that much. That game was all like, oh, we had psychologists help us make our mental health game about a Viking girl and whatever.
Huh.
But what I will say for Hellblade is great levels. very smart spatial design. That's something that Ninja Theory's always been good at.
Remember that demo they showed on stage? It was like, look at our performance capture.
For Hellblade?
Yeah, wasn't it Hellblade? Am I thinking about the wrong thing? I could have sworn it was for Hellblade.
These enemies come back in DMC5.
Yeah, I recognize them.
Where
I know this. I get this reference.
the trick that you need to do with the scissor ghost is if you parry them, so if you just swing your sword and parry in DMC5, you can just shoot them immediately in the face and they die.
Nice.
Which is fantastic. Super good. Did we pick up the scepter? Or, yeah, the staff, we did. I'm trying to map this out in my head.
Oh! Shoot
oh,
them.
they're in my eyes. The bees. This is one of the things where it's like, you thought you just got your sword here, but no, it's like, I picked up the staff, so let's put it in the weird little painting and open this door and end mission 2.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, look at that pose. Look at that headshot.
C rank? Fuck
That's
you.
passing.
Well, I shouldn't swear as much as I do. We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, I've been working on it.
People have messaged me to be like, you need to stop.
You need to fuck.
To be fair, they say that about anything I do.
Yeah, that's true.
They're like, Kotaku, you need to stop. And
Just
I'm like, man, all I did was say that I like grilled cheese. And they're like, grilled cheese? More like
Fake.
More like a cuck sandwich. And I'm like, damn, they got me.
That sounds good, actually.
What? Grilled cheese?
No, a cuck sandwich.
I mean, I'm sure some people are like
Hey,
totally
man,
down with that.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Go for it. Yeah, so I just got Stinger, which is your gap closer. If it looks like I'm having a little bit of trouble with combat, I'm playing on the Joy-Cons. And I have to say this. I love very much
Yeah.
the Nintendo Switch.
Me too.
It's super cool. But Joy-Cons are not necessarily great controllers.
I disagree.
Really?
I like
So these shoulder buttons, so there's like 2 shoulder
Yeah.
buttons, 2 of which are normal sized, 2 of which are tiny sized and not that great. One of
Yeah.
one of the tiny ones is my lock-on button, and then I'll say this: I don't like the joysticks on
I agree. That I can agree.
on the
with.
Joy-Con at all. They're terrible.
Yeah.
It's also not a great D-pad. It's not a connected D-pad. It's like these individual buttons. I get what they're going for. Doesn't really work with me. At least, I will say this, offset sticks. Very good. But, boy, it's just... So it's a little hard for me to, like... Because that's the move I bought, which is the Stinger, which is, like, one of your most
Nice.
important moves you can ever get in a Devil May Cry game. Which is just like, I gotta close the gap and get towards these things.
I used the hell out of that in DMC5. It's like all I did. I was just zooming around the room.
Yeah, Nero kind of has his own version.
Yeah, I was just zoom.
It's so funny going back to these early Devil May Cries and not having, say, the ability to switch styles. Or I played Devil May Cry 3 recently, and you take for granted the fact that, like, in DMC 4 and 5, Dante can just switch styles on the fly, but in DMC 3, you have to choose what style you're doing at the start of a mission. It's very, very odd.
You gotta commit.
Somebody in chat says, wow, that level 1 Stinger distance is sad. Yeah, I know, right? Gotta level that up.
Trash.
Gotta get it higher. But I'm gonna have a little bit of... All I'm saying is I'm playing on Joy-Cons, so it's a little clumsy. This is also just a clumsier game. This room, it's like, oh, do you want to be stylish? And the answer is like, no.
No. I remember this room giving me problems.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, just shoot him with your shotgun.
Or am I thinking about something else? Oh yeah, never mind. This
It's
is
like,
not the room I was thinking about.
Boy, I'm done. We're gonna fight a giant spider in a minute, though, if I recall correctly. One thing I will say is, one thing I did not go after DMC 5 as much in my review, even though I mentioned it in like my little review box of like, hey, here's some pros and cons to the game, is that a lot of Devil May Cry 5 takes place in very samey environments, which are like demon bug hives.
Mm-hmm.
And you can have a game set in one location, that's fine, but make it a lush gothic location like this and not crummy little demon bug hives would be my suggestion. It's cool for a little bit, and then you're like, man, I miss Fortuna. I miss I miss DMC 4, a game which people either love or hate, it feels like. but at least that had like a very cool like Venetian city. Or Venice-inspired city. I love when demons talk. Especially when they're just giant spiders.
What a big surprise. I hope for your sake you got something inside that big body of yours.
DMC5 DLC, I'm waiting for whenever they do some sort of special edition. You know, because I asked, so during GDC I spoke with Itsuna-san, and the big thing there was just they admitted like, hey, we had this very specific story we wanted to tell. Ow.
Oh.
And oh man, what if I died? That would suck.
Heck yeah.
I was standing on top of it.
Ooh.
Because I asked, I said like, hey, people want to play as like Trish and Lady, and like they're in the game, but they're kind of, I didn't say damseled, right? But I said like, you know, hey, they don't get to do as much. I might get my ass kicked.
Oh.
Ow, buddy.
Oh.
Can I double trigger?
Oh no.
Oh no. Actually, wait. One thing I might have is I was like, I might have a vital star. You know, they said, hey, there's like this kind of very specific story we wanted to tell, and we wanted to have them in the story, but like we couldn't make like 5 playable characters. And you know, in general, yeah. What is it? This is a weird boss fight. I don't remember much about this boss. Oh, there's like multiple columns
Whoa.
of shit gonna show up.
James is asking, Heather, you have very interesting opinions on remakes. What would you say to Capcom remaking older DMC a la RE2?
I would want to, like, I don't know, like, I feel like I would need to be sold the pitch that isn't just, we're gonna make, you know, DMC, but it's,
Pretty.
yeah, it's just like in the, you know, the RE engine.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna use like the shit that we had from.
I'd play the heck out of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I'm focusing on this boss for a second. I think my thing is like the thing that made Resident Evil 2 so cool. And even then, I think I still like the original Resident Evil better. Is it really reimagined what that game was about, and it decided, hey, that game was kind of about. Oh, that might get me.
Oh.
Oh god, it's really hard to pay attention and talk game design. It reimagined what Resident Evil 2 was about, which was, hey, Resident Evil 2 is about being overwhelmed by a lot more zombies than the first game. And so it took that and it reimagined that within a different gameplay context and a different perspective. I don't like that as much compared to the original, but I thought it was a very good translation of what that game, quote unquote, was about. I would want to see some, like, I would want them to go off the beaten path for some type of remake of Devil May Cry, you know, nowadays. Oh, camera angles are killing me.
Yeah, these
here,
camera
brother.
angles suck.
It's rough. Man, get out of here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's... Trying to hit its face.
Are we always going to have remakes? Are we just going to have remakes until the day we...
Until companies are like, yes, emulation. And just give up trying to police everything so much. Yes, is the answer to that. That's actually one thing you can do to damage this here is just attack from the top. It's just like in a weird spot. I can't deal with it. Ah!
Uh-oh.
Please don't. Those are pillars? No.
God, these cameras
yeah,
are the
it's tricky.
worst.
I wanted to talk about game design, and it turns out that's really hard when this is happening.
Yeah.
So people might be like, you suck. But I don't know. Running out of these orbs, though. I'm thinking about game design, and I'm trying to fight a giant weird spider. Don't have a vital star either, which is kind of unfortunate. You don't need it necessarily, because you get health back when you do double trigger. But I admit I'm a little embarrassed.
It's all right.
Some people are probably like, I could have been eating this when I was 8. And I'm like, I don't know, man, whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, like, man,
what am I looking at?
I don't know. It's rough. Please let me hit you in the face. It's tricky. Like, it's tricky dicky. Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
Dang it.
I mean, I'll get there.
Oh, you'll get it.
I mean, I died crashing into planets yesterday.
Ocean Bone says, dude, I hate this boss, and so does 8-year-old me.
I think it's just the camera angles, and I haven't adjusted. But yeah, I guess all I was trying to say before I got distracted and couldn't focus at all and lost all ability to speak was, I would like to see a remake that kind of pushes the boundaries of like what quote-unquote Devil May Cry would be, rather than just a fresh coat of paint.
Right.
Which is funny because, man, remakes are also these things where I have like a lot of these weird existential questions about like, what does it mean to remake a game, and like, why can't we just have all of our old games forever?
Oh, we had an episode of Viewpoints about
We
that.
did.
Oh, wow.
And some people were like, I don't know. As per usual, the internet was like, this bitch is crazy. When I was like, hey, remakes kind of make me ask a lot of weird questions.
Like, how dare you ask yourself questions? How dare you be introspective?
Man, fuck you! Stop it!
This spider scorpion thing is an asshole.
Dodge his punch, then counterpunch. Man, if I'm a bit embarrassed. Not gonna lie. It's because he's covered in defensive chitinous little bits.
Bone armor.
Makes it a little hard. Some people are like, don't worry, we've seen you triple S in DMC5. And I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't mean shit if I suck now. Like, come on. Ooh. Whoa, I jumped in the air a lot. I can't.
Whoa.
Hey! 98!
Those little things suck. Oh, yeah.
Should have saved my double trigger for... yeah. Get back here. Dios mío!
Te voy a matar.
You know what that made me think? Oh man, it's so funny to say, and I don't even know. I think of anytime Bane shows up in Batman, in the Arkham games, and you know, they're like, for 2 seconds he'll say like Bruja or something, and you're like, they got it.
Nailed it.
But it's like, he's like, that Bruja, and you're like, oh, he said witch, so he's like mad at this person. Fuck you!
Oh, yes!
I hate you. That was so
Killed
weird.
It. Oh, look at that weird
Are people freaking out because I said chitin? It's I mean it's not pronounced like chitin or whatever. Who's playing that organ in the background? I wonder.
Funky columns.
Wow, we had a little bit of trouble with that boss there.
You did it though.
Heather Alexandra, professional games journalist.
Oh yeah.
Got some achievements. We call them chivos in the business.
No, we do not. We
Okay,
definitely
got some
don't
chivos,
say-
man.
I've never heard you once say that.
Oh, fuck you. Automatic mode. You know what's automatic? My disdain for you assuming that I need to play automatic.
Damn.
I don't really have a lot of options here. Become airborne.
Oh yeah.
Capable of performing aerial electric attacks. Air hike. Which, you know what?
That's pretty clutch.
It's the double jump.
Yeah.
One thing they don't sell you in this game, enemy step. Might literally just be a mechanic in this game? I forget. That's when you double jump in the air and you land on an enemy and it resets your attack animation. And you can just chain attack animations and it's fantastic. We need to go to the lion statue.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's back.
Nani? Oh, fuck
Oh,
it.
shit.
Ah!
Oh,
Excuse
damn.
me? I don't remember any of this. Ah!
So disrespectful.
Ah!
Ooh.
You what? I don't remember that at all. That's a very good moment. That's good video games.
That's good video games.
The thing...
Oh, yeah. Give me those... the pure moods in the background, yo. Give me that shit.
Hey, girl. I know you're coming into the save room, girl. You can tell how that's also like a remnant from Resident Evil, because that's like a save room, right?
Yeah.
Like it just kind of is there. Hey, girl, I'm a giant spider. Why don't you come up? I'll tag you in my web, girl. Oh.
I'm an 8-legged freak, girl.
Talk about freaking you. Before I can confront the lion, I need a sign. Shall I use the pride of lion? I think so. Lock and key game design right here. But it's nice. I kind of like it. I like the way it feels.
Every time I close my eyes.
Wake up feeling so horny. What if I was that bad of a singer?
Ugh.
I don't care about nothing else. Free news all I need.
Did I show you I got the Jodeci Greatest Hits? The
Did
JoJo
you?
cover? Yeah, the CD. I imported it from Japan. 'Cause I'm a fool.
Magical destruction will awaken it, it says.
Okay. Gotta be magically destructive
Are my
and
guns-
delicious.
Are my guns magic?
Magically destructive.
Pots of gold and rainbows. And me red balloons. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Yeah, that stinger range is pitiful.
Ooh.
Off camera. Camera change. I have a magic sword. I'm using a magic sword right now.
The magic S word.
Magic sword?
Sword.
That's the name of a Final Fantasy XIV expansion. Heaven's Sword.
Heaven S word.
Like S word.
Man, I keep contemplating dancing around the idea of playing Final Fantasy XIV, but I know myself.
Man, they're gonna bring up level skips that let you get to level 70, my boy.
Don't do this to me.
Join my server, let me help you.
Don't do this to me.
I don't remember anything about what I need to do next. What did it say? Here sleeps the gatekeeper. Magical destruction will awaken him.
Magical destruct his ass.
Shadowbringers on Friday, yeah, folks.
Shadowbringers, baby!
So wait, do I need more orbs?
Bring them shadows.
Do you have to fight a spider? I don't remember. Now it feels a little Resident Evil of like, man, I haven't used this one crest key somewhere.
I gotta find the right door, or the right statue to push.
When am I gonna be on the Split Screens podcast?
Kotaku split screen.
Man, I don't fucking know. They don't ask me to do shit.
Subscribe, like and subscribe.
I was on it once to talk about The Last Jedi with Kirk.
Oh, cool.
That was about it.
Did you come with us to watch it? Did we all go
Yeah,
together? Yeah,
it
we
was
all
you,
went
me,
together.
Kirk, Jason, and I think Ethan.
Yeah.
And we ran into Dan Reichert.
Yeah, on the way to the theater, right?
Dan Reichert, all around nice person and human Muppet.
All around good guy.
And lover of films.
Oh.
Dan loves movies.
Cool. Oh yeah, have you seen those ads with Tom Holland and
With Tom
Hannibal
Holland and
Buress?
Hannibal Buress.
Yeah.
When Hannibal's like, man, I don't know. And Holland's like, secret mission, 100 Phantom Babies.
Phantom Baby.
Ah,
I kind of like those dumb.
well, what if I just
ads.
used my shotgun and fucking did this?
I sat down and watched like a 10-minute. No, it wasn't 10 minutes. I don't know how long. It was like 5-minute Audi ad because it had Tom Holland and his best friend from Spider-Man. I was like, I'll watch this stupid thing.
He's gonna be far from home soon
He's gonna be far from home.
with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Jiggly
Jake
Hall.
Gyllenhaal. I might not get this in time. My shotgun plan didn't work out. Probably should have just used a sword.
Look at those like 2-frame.
Oh, it's so funny. That's so weird that
Oh, the floor's all warped.
Oh yeah. I thought you were gonna say the floor is lava, and I was like, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
So let's
Tom
go back to
Holland.
the hall. Does anybody actually really know where we need to go? I don't remember right now.
Anybody know?
Secret mission failed. Thank you for telling me. I know I did.
Does anyone have the walkthrough pulled up? Have you written a walkthrough in the chat? Let us
Yeah,
know.
are you a game FAQ writer? Let me know.
What the hell are we supposed to do right now?
Actually, I don't know. I feel bad dying against the boss and then being like, where do I go to find the thing? There's no objective marker. I say, even though I tell people Morrowind is like the best game in the history of the world. Well, it's Morrowind and Planescape Torment. But
And what?
Planescape Torment.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Planescape Torment is actually the best game in the world. But, you know, I'm sure somebody in chat's going to be like, no, it's Final Fantasy VII. And you know what? Good game.
Good game.
Planescape is better.
I say you just beat up marionettes for the rest
Oh,
of the
man,
show.
I could. Hey, I was trying to juggle that guy. Out of my way.
No, rude.
Out of my way, douchebag. This guy
The scarecrow.
is unfucking believable. Oh, I should really... First off, I need to get back to Skies of Arcadia. And play that on stream a little bit more. And then also, why don't I play something interesting like Ripper, which has Christopher Walken in it. Playing Detective Magnata. So what if I went this way?
This weird ass like Baroque ass music too.
I love it.
Fucking good.
I need magical destruction.
Shout me out in the chat if you like Baroque ass music. If you a Baroque boy.
Man, get you-
oh, that's my
I
new
was gonna say,
shit.
get your Baroque ass out of here. Look
Baroque
at juggling with a
boys.
shotgun is not as fun as juggling with 2 pistols. Doesn't quite work out. Isn't there a game? A game? I almost said a gay. Starring David Bowie. He was a kid. You're thinking of Omicron. You're thinking of the earliest David Cage game, which is just like, sure, you know. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? I should have fought that giant dude.
Here, I can move around
No,
and
hold
double,
on.
triple
I'm trying to
jump
figure
all
it out.
over
I'm
these.
trying to figure it out. Yeah, I'm gonna just go back and hit that lion in the face.
Yeah, use your magical sword.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and attack the lion. Somebody's saying to do that. I was like, you know what I should have just done, and maybe I swiped once and was like, I'm done, like me on Tinder. Was
Hey, ding.
maybe I should hit that shit more. Why are people allowing David Cage to make games? Because people keep on giving him awards and stuff.
And they buy it. They buy 'em.
Because everyone's fucking bonkers.
They sell well.
Big name people who have millions of followers on Twitter who will go unnamed are like, this is one of the most emotive, best experiences I've played in the history of my life. And the answer is no.
Oh.
People here should be paying attention to this monster if you've played Devil May Cry 5.
Oh, yeah.
Does it look familiar? Is that one of
Yeah.
V's buddies? Yes, it is. Also, man, he body slammed me pretty hard.
Bodied you.
But yeah, this is the Panther.
So cool.
I am dead. You can start again from a save point. Do you want to go to the load screen? Yes. Takes like 2 seconds to get back there. No, stop it. But yes, it's V's. It's V's Panther.
You know what I'm upset about? I've already had lunch and I'm hungry again.
I had a big old salad.
Dang it.
I'm just gonna buy yellow orbs because I'm streaming, and anytime I'm streaming from the office, I'm just like, not as good. You can fight the dude here, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, the spider?
Nani?
Love that turnaround. He does not use his neck at all. It was all torso.
Nani?
Yeah, just run. Just run. Ooh, that was clutch. Oh!
I ran one time really fast somewhere in public, and my sister yelled, "Run, Forrest, run!" And a bunch of people laughed. And I want to say this on the record. My sister, whose name I will not say for privacy reasons, I did not care for that.
Yeah.
I'm not to be made fun
Don't
of
mock Heather.
when I'm like age 11 bolting it.
Come on.
Heartbreaking.
Wow, remember Michael Bolton?
Michael Bolton?
Yeah.
What about him?
I don't know. You just said Bolton, so.
Oh, you were asking me if I generally remembered Michael
yeah,
Bolton.
That was just for
Yeah,
the
in
chat.
general, yeah, I kind of remember Michael Bolton. Well, we were doing Michael, what's his face, before the stream started.
Oh, Michael McDonald? Okay.
How do I know when devils cry?
Never cry anymore.
How I really know the devil may cry.
Can we get Michael? Oh, not Michael Bolton.
Yeah, this guy does a lot of
Can we
damage.
get Michael McDonald covering
Oh, there's so much,
video game songs?
so much damage. Ooh, that's cool animations for the time, though.
Hey, it's Thea Heather and Theo Paul playing one of the greatest action games ever made. I like that.
Whoa. I can't really hit them right now.
Whoa.
Yeah, but you can recognize a lot of those moves,
moves.
from when you use them as V in Devil May Cry 5.
I like V. I mean, I like playing as
These
V.
levels are cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bit underbaked. There's only
Yeah.
like 4 of them or something.
Yeah.
And I like V in that game because it's much more of a positional game than like Nero is just like get in everybody's face and slash
Just
them,
smack
and
'em.
it's rad. I love playing as Nero. He's my favorite character to play as in Bloody Palace. But V every now and then feels a little bit like an intellectual character.
Right.
Feels a little bit like, oh man, I gotta move into this grid, tactics game style, even though it's not really that at all. Did I just
You just went into a circle, yeah.
legendary demon hunter Dante? Well, I mean, you wouldn't know because of the camera angles. But I like to imagine Dante being like, huh? I was about to say the cruelest thing the game could do right now is make me fight enemies like on the actual stairs. But at least having these little clearings is like,
It's nice. It's a little break.
it's good shit.
Reads poetry in emo devil.
It's all William Blake.
Yeah.
It's everything he quotes is William Blake. Who you might remember from his famous poem about a tiger, which I'll pull up and read for a second. Ready, friends?
Yeah.
Ready? I'm gonna
Poetry
do
time,
this.
everybody.
William Blake,
Everybody sit down.
tiger.
Get comfortable.
If you want to become a famous poet
Mm-hmm.
known throughout the ages, you need to write lines like this.
Hit me.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night.
Mm.
What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry.
Wow.
There you go.
Bars.
Deep stuff.
Deep.
I didn't pay attention to what that said because I was busy quoting Blake.
Thank you.
A sun emblem. Thanks. The brightness of the guiding light will scorch you. Only those who can bear the light can open a new path. Can I take this? It's a statue of a female with a melancholy... A female! There's an opening to place something in. Sword? No. That was... Ooh.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh!
Well, that was interesting.
Get them orbs.
For a minute, I was like trying to bounce on the bed, and instead it like made me jump up. I'm gonna buy a Vital Star.
Trying to bounce on the bed instead.
You're doing Eminem.
Eminem, yeah.
Gonna put a casket in a basket.
Or we're actually Chris D'Elia doing Eminem. Trying to jump on the bed with my red coat on.
Isn't he on notice? Didn't he do something?
He probably
bad?
did some stupid shit. Yeah.
Everybody gets put on notice for a while because
he's always been borderline.
for a while Lakeith was on notice too.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
a bunch of
He said
people,
some
like
stupid
everybody
shit,
gets
too.
on notice, so like it happens.
Yeah, man. I like I say, pick up two for your mistake.
It's true. He was on notice, and then I think like Sorry to Bother You came out, and everybody was like, "Yeah, okay, it's good."
Pick up four for your
There's
mistake.
something written. The sword is the key of freeing the soul. The key resides at the highest place.
That's what it was.
Sword.
Chris D'Elia says some stupid shit about like Red Dead or whatever. He's like, you're gonna still buy it anyway. It doesn't matter about the crunch or whatever.
Oh, is that what he said?
And it's like, wow.
Oh, yeah, vaguely
That's
know
a
what you're
take.
talking
That's
about.
a take. That's a take. Sure.
Look at those marionette dudes.
Yeah, just float. You know, pick up two for your mistake.
So I need to hit something with a sword? Yeah, for the record, no game is worth working
No.
too long. I want to get further because I think our next boss fight is going to be Nilo Angelo, which is just, spoiler alert, it's Virgil. What are we doing? What are we doing? Ah.
Ooh.
Oh, fucking what?
Oh yeah, hit that.
The camera cut there was really disorienting.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Buddies.
Oh, you got a new S word.
Well, I gotta put that.
Oh, you gotta put it in the thing.
Yeah, very clearly the thing I need to do is use the sword.
There's something written. The sword.
Oh,
is
can
the
I put it
key-
here? Oh
the
no, I
key.
believe I need to stab the female. DMC 3 Jester. Jester's gonna spank your butt. Spank you on the butt. Spoiler alert, he's actually Arkham. There you go. I'm just gonna give away all the DMC spoilers right now.
Do it. That's what the people want.
Yeah, we're gonna have to fight Nilo Angelo, who I have to imagine it was supposed to be Nero Angelo. Motherfucker!
Oh my god. Whoa. You wanna fight, bro?
I think you fight Angelo 3 times in this. It's a lot. Brother.
Hello, brother.
Yeah. I think one of the only things that makes it clear that this is Virgil is that he finds his brother's locket. And you're like, oh, was it Virgil? Uh-huh. And yeah, it's Virgil.
This stinking hole was the last place I thought I'd find anyone with some guts.
Can't really talk. I'm a demon.
It's like, see me outside, bro. Let's take this outside.
His snap had a little bit of like pop star flair to it though. Of like,
Yeah. Like you'd expect him to throw up like a cute peace sign or a heart, make a heart with his hands.
let's not push it. But yeah, a little bit.
Damn.
That looks like I should be able to get to the other side. God darn you, fixed cameras. It wants us to jump down. I can't believe that giant spider kicked our ass so much.
Our ass.
Yeah. Why didn't you do
I didn't
something
do
about it, Paul?
nothing.
You know he's super powerful because he's glowing.
Yeah, look at those LED.
Also, man, this is a cool game.
LED
It's just a cool
strips.
fucking game.
Bravo.
Taunt him a little bit.
Ooh.
That animation.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
He's taunting you.
Oh, wow. It's like,
He's beckoning you.
well, my analog stick was doing something weird for a second. Like, I could not, for the life of me, control stuff. He's gonna be like,
He's gonna
again,
keep doing it.
come up here, dude.
Come on, man.
Do I have a vital star? I don't think I do. That's unfortunate because I could get my butt kicked. Big jump.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you sneaky little shit.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Ooh. That man has a case of hamburger helper hands.
Here we go.
100%. His 4 fingers don't move independently.
It's so funny to have an easier time on like this boss fight than hell yeah, than the spider. Of just like I'm gonna fight a dude with a sword and win. But meanwhile, spider guy's like I'm big and fat and have a big bum. Spiders are creepy, man. Let's establish that. Paul, I gotta say this too. Lights a little dimmer today here in the booth.
Yeah.
A little more chill.
Yeah, right?
Yesterday was very, very hot, and today is pretty good.
Cooling out. I think also we're not running a PC that's like blowing out hot air.
That is true too. That is very true. My room at home gets very, very warm too because I'm always playing them video games.
That's what you gotta do.
And mom comes in and says, "Don't play the video games.
You're running your brain.
Why can't you learn math?"
All right.
Yeah, I think that'll be
That's
it for us.
probably a
for
good
now.
place to end
Yeah,
it.
nice little thing. I feel, again, sorry about dying to that spider. I'm going to play through this game a ton. I'm going to write more about this for the website today. You can see that on there. Maybe we'll put this archive in there if we have enough time.
Oh, yeah.
I love the original Devil May Cry. It's this really interesting mix of kind of very vague lock and key puzzle solving and some pretty fun combat, even if the camera's a little janky. So that is it. This was Heather and Paul.
See everybody.
Bye, guys
Peace.
and gals, non-binary pals.